Hello everyone, welcome to another video. It is me, Desiree. I actually filmed this video this morning and I just went to edit it, and I guess I must have like put my finger in a soil or something and touched my face, because I did the whole video with dirt smeared right here on my lip, and when I went to edit it, it's the first thing I saw and I'm like, I have to refilm that. So here we are at the end of the day, makeup not looking too good, hair not right, lighting isn't right, but you know what, it's gonna be okay because we got some beautiful plants to talk about. So I wanted to show you some plants that I have bought that I actually didn't talk about. I haven't broken my no buy. I didn't buy any of these in the month of May. These are just plants I bought over the last month or so that I just for one reason or another haven't been able to work them into a video. And I do like to share all of my plants in my videos. I think I said this one time in another video, what the people that I watch on YouTube, I like to know all of their plants, and whenever they do like a tour, they show something, I'm like, when did they buy that? When did they buy that and why didn't they tell me? So I don't know, it's just one of those things. So I like to share all of my plants, and I usually do like hauls here and there and show you everything I bought. But these are items that for some reason just haven't worked their way into a video, so I thought I would show them to you. So the first one I want to show you is this little cutie. This is an aglaonema Lucky Red, and I did buy this at Osuna Nursery here locally. I saw it the first time and I was like, oh my god, like I beelined for it, because when you're in the nursery and it's just like a sea of green, anything that's colorful kind of stands out. And of course, like look at this, you would see this immediately in a sea of green. And I loved it right away, and I thought, oh my god, that's so beautiful, and I picked out the best one. I carried it around and I didn't buy it, I put it back because I thought, you know what, I already have an aglaonema that's pink, I don't need another one. But then of course it's like, no, this one's different, it's got different leaves and the pink is a different shade. I talked myself into it. So I went back a couple of weeks later and they still had some, and this is the one that I picked out. And it's so beautiful. Like look how cute these leaf shapes are. It's got this nice little green border around here. It's called Lucky Red, but it's definitely more pink than red. I mean, I guess I could see the red, but not too much. It looks red in camera, I think, but it's a lot more pink in real life. And it's so cute. I love this little plant. I'm so glad I got it. Needs to be repotted. Like it has too much soil, or maybe not, but it's just like a mound of soil in the plastic pot still, even though I've had this for a few weeks, or a couple of weeks. So yeah, I love this little guy. Definitely going to repot that, and then maybe I'll do it in a video. The next plant, I kind of need some help identifying because I don't even know what this is. And this is one of those plants that I was like, I was taken by this plant when I saw it, because I thought at first it was a cissus discolor, and I always thought if the day ever came that I saw a cissus discolor in real life, I would die. But I don't even think this is a Rex begonia. I genuinely don't know what it is. The leaves are so cool though. Like look how cool this is. They're super fuzzy. They're really, really fuzzy and really soft, and they have this really nice design on them. I did get this at Lowe's. It's a Costa Farms plant, and in true Costa Farms hanging basket fashion, about 2/3 of it have already died. So I just can't. Like I showed this, I talked about it in an empty haul. I talked about it in an anti-haul already, but I'm not buying any more Costa Farms hanging baskets. This was one of them that I had bought already. They just always die. Unless it's a pothos, like they don't work out for me ever, and they're never worth the money. Ever worth the money. Even though they seem cheap, it's not worth it to me anymore. And this is a perfect example. I also don't know what it is. I've never seen anybody talk about it, so I don't know. If you have one or you know what this is, let me know. It needs to be repotted as well, because of course it's just like super ugly in this pot. But I like the plant. I do like the plant. It's cool to look at, but I want it out of here. Maybe I'll do that in a video as well. But help me identify this one. I can't tell if I'm a focus, hopefully. Okay, this one. No, let's talk about this one first. Okay, this next one is a philodendron silver sword. And I don't know about you, but I've never seen a silver sword look like this before. Let me move this one. I've only really seen them to be like, I don't know, a couple of leaves on a little branch, usually they're on a pole of some sort. But this one is like super bushy and branching out everywhere. It's just growing all crazy. I got this at Osuna Nursery as well from Monrovia, believe it or not. I didn't even know Monrovia did indoor plants, but they had this in the indoor plant section. It was just there on the ground, and I looked at it and I was like, is that a silver sword? Is that a silver sword? Like I couldn't believe it. I kept looking at it. I picked it up and I was like, no way. The tag says a silver sword, but I've never seen it look like this. Just all crazy. So of course I had to get it. It was $24.99, which I thought was a pretty good deal for what it is. It does need some like fixing up in and maybe a repot or some support or something, because it's like just all over the place in here. Very just overgrown. And honestly, I didn't even know philodendrons grew like this. Hold on. Hold on, there's a giant spider web. It's an actual spider web, not a spider mite spider web. So I'm like, oh my God, have I been messing with a spider this whole time? Maybe. It might be little because I don't see one, if there's one even left in there. Anyway, I didn't even know philodendrons grew like this until I got a philodendron white princess. It was a gift from Wild Interiors, and it's bushy. It's super, super bushy. So when I saw this, I thought, oh my God, it just grew all crazy, and I love it so much. It definitely needs to be repotted. And before I bought this and before I saw it there, I actually never particularly cared for this plant. It just looks like any other philodendron. You know, there's so many. The ones that have those big leaves, they all look exactly the same. And this is no exception, except the leaf shape, the leaf color is silver. Like, there's a whole area of philodendron that I find so blah and boring and ugly. And this used to be one of them until I saw it in person, and I was like, I have to get it or I'm gonna die. And I'm so glad I got it, because a couple of weeks before, maybe like a month before, a little longer than that, they had one silver sword there, and it was like 60 something dollars. It was one of the ones I typically see online that's only a couple of leaves and it's growing on a pole. And I'm not joking, like it was sitting there and everybody was looking at it. Everybody was looking at it. The workers were all talking about it. Obviously somebody ended up buying it. And it did occur to me, like, I should buy that because it's there and I've never seen it before. I didn't buy it, luckily, because I found this huge one for $24.99. So if you've been on the hunt for one, check Monrovia, check the outdoor plant brand, because you could find one for a pretty good deal. And yeah, forgot to show it to you. The next one is another one that I should not have bought. I was at Albertsons, and they have plants from time to time inside. They haven't had anything good lately, like nothing. They have the same ones there, and then I know it's the same plant because I know exactly what it looks like, the damage that's on it, like, because I see it all the time. And then suddenly a week later it's going to be in a new pot in an arrangement, and they like just still try to sell it somehow. Anyway, they don't get a lot of good stuff, but they used to. They used to get a lot of good stuff, but now I haven't seen them in a long time. Anyway, they got a couple of really cool looking Hoyas recently. They had one that I wish I had bought instead of this. It looked like a pubic calyx, like a Hoya pubic calyx splash, but with a bunch of purple on it. And then I thought, is it a purple Hawaiian? Like, I couldn't tell. It was so cool. It was outside, so it was getting sun stressing. I didn't buy it because I already had a big plant like that looked just like it. But for some reason, when I saw this one, I thought, I have to have that. I've never seen one that big. I think this is a Hoya australis, just based on how it's growing and the leaf shape. And the reason I shouldn't have bought this is because I already have a Hoya australis, but it's not this big, of course. So when I saw this big leaf right here, this is what sold me. This is what sold me on this plant. This huge, thick, strappy, dense leaf. That one right there made me buy it. And I really shouldn't have bought it, to be honest. I really do regret it. And when I bought it, I didn't even get it out of the car for probably 2 or 3 days. I just couldn't be bothered. I saw it there and I was like, ugh, I was so disgusted with myself. I'm like, why did you buy that? Why? And I do kind of wish I could return it. They won't take returns on plants though, I'm sure. Yeah, I have it. This is another plant. This is the reason I need to do a no-buy, because I'm buying stuff like this. It's beautiful, of course, and I think with the little repot, it might look great. Maybe a little soil change, because this doesn't look nice. It could be good. Maybe if I give it a little refresher, put it in a different pot, I'll love it. But right now I'm kind of like, it's just a sign, it's just a reminder to me that I need to be more choosy with my plant purchases. Okay, I have two more to show you, two that I'm really excited to show you. And these are actually two plants I didn't buy. I did a trade, which I've never done a trade before. I had never done that and I haven't done one since. One of you guys had reached out to me about my McDowell, my philodendron McDowell that was growing in water, and asked if I was going to be selling it or anything like that, said you were interested. And it didn't even occur to me that we could possibly trade plants, but she said she had a plant that I'm going to show you in a second. And this isn't actually one I was expecting. She just brought it along with her and said, go ahead and take one. And it's a scindapsus silver lady. And I had never heard of this before. She said she bought it on Steve's Leaves. And it did take me a while to tell like what's the difference between this one and the regular scindapsus pictus exotica or the scindapsus argyris. And the more I looked into this plant, you can definitely see what the difference is. Like the leaf is a lot more slender. It just has like this kind of like a heart shape. What heart is this? This looks like a heart from a video game. What is this heart shape reminding me of? Is it Mario 2? There's a heart shape out there that I will think of it. I feel like it's in a Mario game. I feel like it's Mario 2. Anyway, what am I doing? It's okay, get back on track. Okay. It has a really nice, beautiful, slender leaf shape, very heart-shaped, and it has this beautiful pattern. It looks like it's the light green color with the dark variegation, or vice versa. It's just beautiful. And I was kind of hesitant to take it because I don't usually like stuff like this. I don't like little cups of propagations around. This is why I don't propagate my plants. I don't want this. But this one I love. I'm so happy I have it. Every day I look at it and I'm like, is it getting bigger? The leaves feel really, really good, and they're kind of standing up a little taller, so I feel like they're just doing well in there and they're growing. It is growing some roots. I can kind of see them through the moss here. And it did come with another cup, I'm guessing, just to kind of keep humidity in there. But I love this plant. It's super, super cute. And not one I thought I was gonna really love as much as I do because I don't usually like stuff like this, but I love this one so much. Oh my God, there's soil everywhere. Okay, the last one, the most exciting boy is this. Do you guys know what this is? It's a philodendron verrucosum. And this is the one that Jennifer, the one who I traded my McDowell with, she emailed me and said, well, if you want to do a trade, I have some verrucosum. And I was like, oh my God. My soul, I felt my soul leave my body, because let me tell you, just a couple days before I had wrote out a wish list, and the only plant that I had put on that wish list was a philodendron verrucosum. It was the only plant I could even think of that I was like, I would love to have one of those. If you've never seen a mature leaf, I'll put a picture right here of one. You're gonna freak out if you've never seen it. It's so cool. The shape is just so cool. I feel like I could feel the texture right through the screen, the coloring, the pattern. It's got everything. It's so pretty. But the chances of me finding this plant in real life are so slim. So when she mentioned she had one, I was like, no, you don't. There's no way you do, because no one has that in real life. But she had these little ones, and again, like I said, normally I don't love little plants like this, because this one she also gave it to me in a little plastic cup. I did repot it in here after a long time, and it seems to be doing fine because it's grown 3 leaves. I don't remember if it's grown 3 leaves since I've had it, but it did just put out this one, like it's still even opening up. I just love this so much. And in another one of my videos, I was talking about how I think philodendron leaves all look the same, especially when they're juvenile. I mean, a certain like variety of philodendron all look exactly the same. This isn't one of them, and I'm kind of surprised that these small leaves look as close to a verrucosum as they do, because sometimes like the juvenile leaves look absolutely nothing like the mature plant, and this does. Like, it looks so good. The stems on the mature plant are super fuzzy, and this one has a little tiny bit of like texture and bumps onto it. Like, you could tell it's starting to grow that little fuzz, and it's so freaking cool. I look at this plant all the time. I did move it in this room recently up here on the top shelf because it gets such good light in here, and I just want these leaves to get as big as possible. Oh, I love this a lot, and I wasn't expecting to love the small one as much as I thought I would love a big one, but I love this one so much, and I haven't had a chance to show it to you, so here I am showing it off. I love it so much, so happy to have it. I love this plant a lot. But that is it. Those are some plants I haven't had a chance to show you. Just want to make sure you know all of my plants, because I like knowing the other YouTubers I watch. I like to know all the plants they have. But anyway, that is it. Let me know about some of these plants. Actually, let me know what the heck this one is and how do I care for it, because I've just been kind of keeping it moistish, just out of instinct, but I don't really know what to do with it. But yeah, that is it. Thank you so much for watching this video. Let me know some plants you bought recently, because I want to live vicariously through you, because this month I'm not buying anything. But anyway, thank you so much for watching this video. Thanks for putting up with my rundown makeup. Don't forget to give the video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Subscribe so you don't miss my next one, and I will see you later in another video. What am I doing with my life? Goodbye.